to Coastal Living. We have another great show lined up for you today. Now, I hope you're doing pretty good at keeping healthy and at least getting in some movement every day, but we're going to make sure you're inspired to do exactly that. We'll give you tips on how to not waste your money when it comes to joining a gym. There are a lot of things to consider, and you want to make sure they're accommodating your needs and, of course, what amenities you're actually going to use. Our buddy Chad has a Mindful Monday for you in regards to walking. Sometimes it's as easy as getting outside and going for a stroll. Plus, we're going to meet one of the newest doctors at South Texas Bone and Joint. So stay with us. We've got a great show. It's Coastal Living.
Just like with leasing a car or renting an apartment, a lot of gyms require you to sign on the dotted line. So before you join a gym this new year, make sure you know what you're signing up for. Ariana Zadkovic says the money she spends on her gym membership is money well spent.
It's a nice way to start my morning and, just kind of get my mind into coming to the gym and then going back to work.
Yeah, so this is our cardio rooms.
Kyle Chapin with the YMCA says you'll find lots of promotions in January, such as low or waived sign-up fees. One advantage here at the Y.
We're month to month. We draft your payment each month on the first of the month. You can cancel or put your membership on hold even if you'd like, whenever you feel like it.
But that's not always the case.
Gyms are notorious for the contracts that nobody can get out of.
The Better Business Bureau's Melanie McGovern says introductory offers may draw you in, but check for hidden costs like cancellation fees and how often rates go up.
Joining a gym is more about the contract than the gym in some cases, so you want to make sure you're reading everything. You're asking a ton of questions.
Questions like, what happens if I move? What happens if I get injured? And can I freeze my membership?
If the gym owner or manager isn't answering your questions or they're pressuring you to sign before you even get a chance to, do a workout or take some classes, you might want to think about going to another gym.
McGovern recommends asking for a free trial and taking a tour during the time of day that you would normally exercise. If it all checks out, Ariana says it's a great way to kick off the new year.
I love coming to the gym.
And that way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
Well, welcome to another edition on the road at Mindful Monday. I'm here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, on a little vacation, gonna see a football game today. And I thought, take out the phone and record one of these. Because there's one thing that we can talk about to make your life better that's very apparent and easy for almost all of us. And I'm talking about going for a walk. It's a fantastic thing to do. It feels good, it's good for us, but it's more than just get out there and exercise. I think that's probably more than anything the reason why it's kind of fallen apart and why people don't want to do it as much. Evolutionary standing, we're just kind of built as animals, like the human animal, to just walk. We can do it better than any other animal. I was in Kenya a few years ago and I was talking to some of the Maasai, and they were talking about how they would easily walk 30 miles a day. They can outwalk the cattle, they can outwalk the elephants. It's what we're built to do. Now, my other job is in the human performance realm, and there's a lot of new excitement about walking. People that walk feel better. They sleep better, which changes everything. They lose weight faster. Their relationships are better. I think they get out there and meet other people. It's something that doesn't take any effort. You just get up and go. If you haven't walked for a few years, you're gonna feel it. But it gets ridiculously easy because we are wired as humans to do it. So that's my thing for today. I'm gonna keep it easy. I'm gonna make it part of how we handle Mindful Mondays. Do something small that makes big changes throughout your life and get better. Until next time, here's another Mindful Monday for you.
everybody. Today we're visiting our friends here at South Texas Bone and Joint, our trusted advisors for orthopedic surgery. And today I'm here with Dr. J.C. DeLeon to learn a little bit about him and what he does here at South Texas Bone and Joint. So it's so great to be here with you today.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, you're fairly new to the Corpus Christi area. Talk to me about where you came from and what brought you down here.
So I originally am from Lubbock, Texas, but I spent about 9 years in San Antonio doing my medical school and residency. And then I spent a year doing orthopedic trauma in Denver, and then I came here after that. So that was in September of 2023.
Okay, and why the Coastal Bend?
So, I mean, first, my wife is from the Coastal Bend, so that brought me down here. But, you know, having been so close during my training, this is a pretty underserved area, and I thought it was a good opportunity for me doing orthopedic trauma to build a trauma program in this region.
Very good. Okay, so you've already given us a little bit about where you spent your time and educated yourself. Talk to me a little bit about your fellowship and what you specialize in.
And so I specialize in orthopedic trauma, which is a fancy way of saying I fix pretty much anything that's broken, essentially from the hand all the way down through the foot. And so it can be as small as finger fractures or wrist fractures, but also as big as pelvis or acetabulum fractures, as big as shoulder blade, up in the top of the shoulder at the humerus. So there's not any fracture I can't really take care of for the most part.
Okay, and being here in the Coastal Bend, what are some of the most common fractures that you deal with?
Out in this area is a lot of elderly fractures, so hip fractures, fractures at the top of the shoulder, fractures at the wrist, fractures down at the ankle. But there's also a handful of fractures that don't heal correctly or they don't heal at all, and those are other ones that we can address as well.
Okay, so question, is it possible to experience a fracture and not realize that you have it? And if so, what would the symptoms be as that continues to, I guess, get worse?
Yeah, it's especially common in anybody that has any lower extremity paralysis or any advanced diabetes, but probably some of the common signs of a fracture that is like very subtle or swelling at an area, redness at an area, especially after even a small amount of trauma, banging it on a table, hitting it on a door, any inability to walk after a fall, especially in the elderly, is concerning for a fracture.
So you mentioned some of the things we'll look out for an untreated fracture, but is it possible that a fracture didn't heal properly? And if so, are those the same symptoms that we're looking for?
Yeah, some of them can be similar, although sometimes more challenging to pick up. But if you have a fracture that's been treated, whether it's with a rod or an internal plate or some screws, probably the most common sign of it not healing is persistent swelling or pain at the fracture location.
Okay.
For the most part, as something heals, pain should get better and should go away. But if that pain persists, then that's usually a concern.
Of course, and all the more reason to make sure that you are with a professional in this case and you do come to your follow-up appointments. And of course, we want to encourage you to stop by South Texas Bone and Joint. They have an incredible staff here. Everybody is so well trained and passionate about what they do, which is why they're our trusted advisors in orthopedic surgery. So where can we go for more details?
Yeah, on our website, it has the numbers and locations for us. And our trauma clinic is right across the street from Christus Spa and Hospital. So it's different than this location, but that's where we do all of our trauma.
Very good. Well, it's great getting to know you. Thank you, and
Thank
welcome
you.
to the Coastal Bend.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Today we have the honor of sitting down with Mr. Robert Heil. Great to have you in the house.
Always great to be here, Clarissa. Great to see you.
Absolutely. Well, you're all over the place, and we know that you're stretched thin, you're doing great things in the community, you're practicing law, but you're also a big contributor and sponsor for the Give a Child a Book campaign, which is hosted by Scripps, our mother station. And talk to me a little bit about the campaign and why you're so passionate about it.
It's a super special program. We love to partner with Channel 6 and Scripps to be a part of the literacy campaign. The forefront of that is the Give a Child a Book, which we've been doing for the last couple of years. What's really special is that we get to go into the schools, the local elementary schools. The one that's been picked as our city school is Gloria Hicks Elementary. And so it's really neat to be able to see the kids that day. They get to pick 10 books that they want. Last year we had a special program where the Office of Dogman gave a limited release to all the kids, so it was a special bonus. But we basically are in need of some support and help to get the community involved. To be challenged to kind of step up to the plate to help some of these kids who might not be able to afford books or to be able to start their literacy journey. And so we're doing that through the campaign Give a Child a Book, and excited to be a part of it.
So the kids at Gloria Hicks have been very blessed, and we're hoping with enough support that we can add on some new schools, right?
Fingers crossed. We've got Gloria Hicks covered with the generous support of the Heil Law Firm and the community. But we're trying to add so more schools can be involved in the program. So we really need the community to come out, support what we're doing. Every donation counts. You can go to theheillawfirm.com or the Channel 6 website and click the links to be able to support and donate, or just give us a call and we can get you the information you need to be a part of this wonderful program.
Definitely, and every dollar counts, every dollar. If you donate $1, $5, $10, $20, we're going to be able to buy books with that, and in some cases, Scripps is able to match some of these donations. I know when we donate as employees, there's like a big incentive, and we got the thermometer rising and all that good stuff. We get really hyped up about it because truly, it is for a great cause. And sometimes we're like, hey, I'm hard on money too. I don't have money to be giving out. But think about it. Imagine if your own children never had a single book to bring home and crack open, and how expressive we can be and how much we use our imaginations because of some of the books we read as children. Do you have a favorite from when you were young?
I always liked that all the Shel Silverstein books, but Where the Wild Things Were was like one of my favorites with all those monsters. And sometimes we look back to our own childhoods and like one little inspiration, one moment might have inspired us to like have a passion in our life to become a journalist or a singer or maybe an attorney. And books open up those magical worlds to be able to give us that inspiration to maybe find our purpose and our destiny. So we might be doing the same for some kids in our community, even with one book, might give them that, plant that seed of hope, joy, and maybe excitement to find their purpose. So
I completely agree. And obviously a big difference between reading a book and seeing it in a movie, because with the book, you get to use your imagination. You're creating that world. You're creating everything down to the way their nose looks in these books, right? So it's really, really great and so impactful. Give us the details one more time on how we can support Give a Child a Book campaign.
Yeah, so you can visit either the Channel 6 website or go to www.highlawfirm.com or just give us a call. We're real friendly. We don't bite. You can give us a call at 361-356-1277, and we'll answer all your questions about the program, how you can get involved. We also need readers to come out to the school. In February, we're going to be actually reading to the kids as we present all these books. So if you're interested in just coming down and being a part of the community, reading to the kids, seeing the joy on their faces with these books, we'll explain all that, and we'll get you tapped in to be a volunteer.
Great. Well, thank you so much for everything you do. You give back to the community in such a big way, and we're grateful for you.
Thank you, Clarissa. I'm grateful for you guys.
All right. It's your turn, guys. Make that donation and make a difference in these children's lives.
Community Corner is paid for by Robert Heil and the Heil Law Firm. Battling for justice, winning for the community.
We're off to a great start, and I hope you're feeling nice and inspired this new year. Can you believe we're already almost halfway through January? It's a wild ride. Either way, stay with us. When we return, we're going to visit our friends at Texas Family Wellness Clinic and see what Dr. G has to share with us today. We'll be back with more on Coastal Living.
Hi, this is Dr. Ron Gavad at Texas Family Wellness Clinic, here again today with my registered dietitian, Mrs. Kate Hilliard, and today we are talking about weight loss. You know, one of the things that I think is really important for our patients to understand is I am not really concerned so much about their actual weight as much as I am how they feel and how they look. Of course, it is important not to be overweight, not to be obese. Those factors can lead to other health problems like heart disease and diabetes. So it is important to realize that, you know, the scale doesn't tell the whole story, right?
That's right, yes. And, you know, as a dietitian, nutrition is very individualized. And so I have, you know, when I have my men that have more muscle mass, you know, and they can lose weight so quickly if they start exercising and change up their diet. And then I have my women that feel like they're always struggling and, you know, just to kind of get under, you know, just a few pounds. And so that's where I can really, you know, as a dietitian, sit with them and make realistic goals for their weight loss, and making sure that what they're doing in their lifestyle is going to be sustainable and long term, and it's not this quick fix.
Right, and it's not always about exactly what you're eating so much as it is other factors that play a large role, like, you know, how you sleep, how much water you drink, what your stress level is like. Exercise is obviously important, but I love one of your sayings.
I always say you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. So
right. Trust me, I've tried. Doesn't work. So
as much as you work out, you know, it's not about just eating whatever you want, you know, because of it. But I will say, you know, with exercise, when you are working out, you know, you want to fuel those workouts. And so, you know, eating healthier helps to give you that fuel. And, you know, it also they just go hand in hand, right? Eating healthy, exercise. But I do like to say too, resistance training is very key with weight loss, because we want to engage that muscle to help just burn more fat even when we're not working out.
Right, exactly. So that's a key point. I'm glad you brought that up, because resistance training, I think we're taught over time that cardiovascular exercise is the way to lose weight, and I think it can be beneficial, of course, but I think the combination of resistance training with cardiovascular exercise certainly makes the difference for people who want to lose weight.
Yeah.
So, while we're talking about that, another key aspect is medications. And right now there's a lot of talk about the different weight loss medications that are on the market. And although I agree that they can be beneficial in some situations, I think one of the important things for our patients to realize is they are sometimes not without consequences. They do have side effects. There are contraindications. So if you're considering a weight loss medication, please be very cautious about what you decide to use, whether it's with us or anybody else.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love working at Texas Family Wellness Clinic is that they do care about your overall health, and it's not about just prescribing a medication that, I know the provider's goal, your goal is to get patients off of medications, and supplements like if needed, but let's look at lifestyle. Let's make sure that everything you're doing surrounding that is supporting your health. And so that's why I just love teaming up with you and the team here.
Very good. Well, thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining us at Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
Health and Wellness with Dr. Guevara is paid for by Texas Family Wellness Clinic.
Another coastal creative. Please welcome John Paul Ortiz, who is making waves here in the Coastal Bend. So, John, it's great to have you here with us.
Thank you, Different, for having me.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about yourself and the music you make.
Yeah, I kind of just started playing around 10 years ago, and I just got back into playing it again about 2020. I got back into the pandemic, so I started doing music. I do music with my brother. He does the writing, and I kind of recompose the poems into songs, the original music. So I'll be playing one of those songs today.
Very cool. Okay, so we have time to talk about your song. Tell me a little bit about the one we're going to hear.
So yeah, it's actually called Bloodtrack Tears, and it's going to be on the upcoming album we're working on. But it's a single. You can actually hear it now on all the platforms. That's on Spotify and whatnot. And yeah, you can hear it. I released it in March.
Amazing.
So yeah,
congratulations. That's so exciting. We love people that are just using their craft to really make something beautiful and share it with the Coastal Bend. Tell me how we can support your brother and yourself.
Yeah, you can find me online. It's on lovemelast.com, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and all those things, YouTube. And yeah, I usually put all the show dates on there so you can check it out.
Perfect. Okay, what are some of the most common places that you perform?
I usually play. I mentioned in the mall. I'm going to be playing at. They have the wine festival in November.
Yay!
So I usually make my rounds around Rockport, so kind of in the coastal area. I love staying there.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your talent with us. We cannot wait to hear your song. John Paul Ortiz, look him up and support local music always. Looking forward to hearing it.
Do you still know me at all? Well, if so, why don't you call? 'Cause I'm just licking my face, trying to rid these bloody tracks that trace that my eyes have cried and now own. Yet still I was seeing no calm, but days come and I'm left to cry steady. Yet I wait with my heart below my heart and my soul ready. 'Cause my night train comes and its whistle everyone can hear. 'Cause it rolls down my face on down through
growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Coastal Living. Thank you so much for joining us. As usual, let us know what you love and what you want more of at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. We love to hear from you, and we're always looking for new talent to feature as well. So if you or someone you know wants to be featured on the show, you can also reach out to us via email at info@coastallivingtv.com. Now here's something to think about. Have you ever seen a gator on the beach? No, and I hope I never do, but of course, of all people to find one, it would be Jay's Tunnel. So we're going to do an early beach combing and catch up on the alligator business over on our Coastal Bend beaches. We have that and so much more to cover on tomorrow's show, so we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.